Because you're mine. Well, as you can see, it is beautiful out. It's cold and clear. A real fall day in the city, Portland, Oregon, hub of the universe. And it's Halloween. Let's see, we got Halloween costumes today. There's one. Yes, I did not wear my Halloween costume because it's illegal. TriMet will suspend you immediately if you show up with any kind of Halloween decoration. Because at TriMet, we don't believe in Halloween. We don't believe in any fun. We believe in serious business because we're so serious here. Don't even think that you can take the time to have any fun around here. No sirree, Bob. Don't happen at TriMet. No. Apparently Metro, they're okay with it over there in Seattle. Oh, speaking of Seattle Metro, there's an action up there, a real action. They have this action. They're just refusing to pay the fare increase. They're just refusing. And that's what the Greeks do, you know. They just get on the transit now. They're not cooperating with any of this. You see, none of it works if people don't cooperate. And I gotta tell you, I respect the people that have a little bit more tendency to have some real civil disobedience. Whoa, look at the line. Take. Look at that. I should have gone by rail. Look, it's even empty. Must be one ahead of it that's packed, because that one is empty. Wow, what's going on here? Yeah, they're having an action up there, and we're not paying is what it's called. They're not paying. They're not paying, and they even have this organization up there that is offering to pay for your ticket if they have like a membership, $25 membership. It's like buying fare evasion ticket insurance. I love that idea. You know, I would do that. If I were involved with TriMet, I would see if I could get something like that started here. Because I want to do some real, you know, we got to really do something to stir up the normal state of things here. Like notice how John Hunt has been completely quiet about the, before we go on to that, see that sign there? You see that? It says, this is one of the old ODOT signs. It says, no trespassing. There's no such, that is not Spanish. I can't get, that's not Spanish. That's some kind of like redneck, some kind of redneck English. No trespassing. You know, I remember I read about that somewhere where those no trespassing is actually not a word in any language. It's some kind of an English takeoff on no trespassing, but somebody made that up, and I'd like to meet the guy who actually decided to make the decision to put up the no trespassing signs that had no relevance to the real world. Look at the traffic behind us. It's backed up all the way. I wonder why there's so much traffic coming in here. Maybe there's a ramp closed or something. Anyway, where was I? Yes. The We Will Not Pay action in Seattle, Washington. That's a real interesting action. And for $25, there's the Orca card and then the no Norca card or something. Imagine, you know, it would be very effective. If everybody didn't pay, they would have a hard time enforcing it, wouldn't they? They might be able to write so many tickets, but imagine if you had a whole train full of people that didn't pay. Well, there's only so many officers. You know, it takes a little time to write tickets. It's a hell of a way to make your point. So I got to hand it to them for that up there in Seattle. Meanwhile, back at the ranch here, yeah, there's no new news on anything here. There was that guy, Dr. Jeff. I guess he's pretty popular. He's on a Twitter feed. I don't really watch Twitter very much, actually. I will peruse the Twitters like Joe Rose's and Michael Anderson's, because they have a tendency to post interesting material to their Twitter account that you don't see on their regular blog. But I don't stay in touch with it, nor do I stay in touch with Facebook. The only thing I post to Facebook are news stories that I enjoyed reading, and I just put them there. It's like I'm saving them there. I doubt very many people are actually reading it, but I enjoyed those stories, and I have them saved on my Facebook account. And yeah, that Dr. Jeff did kind of an interesting little bitty about personalities of TriMet bus drivers. Called them the cowboy, the speed racer, the tour guide, and I think there was one other one I forgot, but it was pretty good. I liked his characterization of the speed racer guy. You know, it's great if you got to be somewhere, if you're on the bus already and you need to get somewhere, because that guy is going to do everything he can to get you where you need to be. Not so great if you're not exactly at the stop, because he ain't going to stop for you. He's going to keep on going. Yeah, that was kind of interesting. I enjoyed that little article. And let's see, what else? Steve, our buddy Steve, was not psyched up to go to work today. Our buddy Steve, you know, our other transit advocate. There's like 2 of us. Well, 3 of us, really. 4. Well, there's more than 4. But the vocal ones are really just me and Steve that are stuck with it all this time. You know, I'm the longest living transit blogger for this company. You know, I've been at it for years now, and I've not been discouraged, nor have I been shut down, even though there's been numerous attempts to get me to stop. But, you know, it's a topic I enjoy, and as long as I'm here, I'm going to follow what's happening at TriMet. I'm one of the very few operators that's very, very informed as to the politics and what's going on at TriMet. You know, I really think that people should be a little bit more interested in their company. You know, it's not just a paycheck, it's a human service organization. And you'd think that there'd be a little bit more interest in what this company does besides giving you a paycheck, and the implications of the company and the kind of effect it has on the community, the kind of things that get said about it, you know, and the politics. Like, you know, when I talk about TriMet managers, for example, well, everybody knows Mary Fetch because she was on the TV all the time. But if I used to say Brian Playford, none of the drivers knew who he was. Look at the traffic. Whoa. Yeah, the eastbound is jammed up on Halloween. Now it's just a perpetual traffic jam over there these days. People that don't know what's going on. Oh, there goes the crazy motorcycles. I don't know, man. Driving crazy up the road on a motorcycle. I don't get it. See, I'm one of the few people that actually knows. I do watch the board meetings, and they're deadly boring. I mean, the board meetings are boring. You know, really tedious. Ugh. But the general manager's report's an important report, and I enjoy watching the comments, even though they get absolutely no play other than my blog. There's no news coverage, no media coverage, no blog coverage, nothing about those board meetings except for me. Now lately though, Joe Rose was live blogging, and Michael Anderson's his live blog, and so I'm glad to see that there's a little bit of interest in it. But the commentators well, Cameron Johnson did get some coverage once, I think. You know, because he was like, I think it was because he provided, they liked his entertainment value. I don't have any confidence in the news media actually doing anything that would create an actual knowledgeable public. I think the media is just interested in getting people to watch, and they use sensationalistic tactics to do it. If you want to discuss transit issues, you got to go to a credible blog like Portland Transport, for example. Actually, they're the only one now where you can discuss in a intellectual tone transit issues. There's no other place. Mine doesn't have discussions really. I have comments, but there's no discussions. You know, some people will comment on my posts, and most of the comments on my blogs are from people that contribute to my blog. My blog is a very personal blog, and the circle of people around it that participate in it are pretty small, all things considered. So the point I was trying to make was how the operators are just so disconnected. They don't go online. They don't read Neil's notes. I'm the only one. They don't read Express Line. I mean, there's a lot of good information there. If you look around on the TriMet site, there's all kinds of interesting stuff there that, you know, worth reading and knowing about. But operators, you know, they're not. Most of the operators here are not exactly of the high level of education in a way that would actually be interested. And the way that this company is structured anyway, it's a very, very invasive job for people. I mean, you're going to go home at night after 11 hours, 12 hours here. The last thing you want to think about is TriMet, I imagine. I mean, I don't really work here that much, so my interest level remains at a certain high because I'm not being overwhelmed by the job. I mean, when I was working a 10-hour shift, even the 3 days, I got home, I was tired. You know, you don't want to be thinking, you want something entertaining, you know. The TriMet stuff, it's not particularly entertaining unless you're really into that transit stuff. Anyway, we have the sun out. Tomorrow's the 1st. October has gone by. And, I did get another letter from the HR. And I got the exact response I expected, of course, which is always predictable. It's always predictable. The management's always predictable when it comes to me and anything that I bring up. The answer is always no.